The Eldon Square Recreation Centre is sold out for this afternoon's confrontation between the two biggest names in the game, Steve Davies, the redoubtable world #1, and Alex Higgins, whose sheer genius has endowed him with such a remarkable crowd-pulling power. Good afternoon. They're face-to-face in today's first quarter-final of the £150,000 Jameson International Open. And that is a shootout that could determine the ultimate winner of this title. Now, what does Steve think about their encounters?
You get a tremendous following that goes around watching Alex, and it makes it a much noisier occasion, which is more exciting in some ways. But it doesn't affect me on the table, really. I've never found it has done. I don't get annoyed one way or the other, or I don't get more excited. But it does make it, I suppose, much more exciting for the people, because they do tend to take sides much more blatantly than they would otherwise, perhaps.
I should have beaten the man in Scotland. I had a 4-2 lead, and I lost concentration. And I played with the same cue, and subsequently we don't have to be worried, because I've had a further 7 or 8 days with the cue. We're both very, very good tacticians, I would think, even though with sort of different styles. And the games tend to go who's ever playing well. I'm not really bothered about Steve Davies.
Well, he may not be bothered, but there's no way that he's unaware of the enormous depth of talent with which Davies has been blessed. By the way, at 3 o'clock we have racing for you, a trip to Newmarket for the most important race of the season for 2-year-old fillies, the Cheveley Park Stakes. But now let's get on with the snooker. Davies versus Higgins for a place in the semi-finals. We join it at the start, and the commentary is by Dennis Taylor and John Pulman.
World champion Steve Davies breaks off in the first frame of this 9-frame quarter-final match in the 1984 Jameson International. And his opponent, the United Kingdom champion, Alex Hurricane Higgins. A match that I'm sure lots of people have been looking forward to. And not a very good start there from Alex. Got a little bit of a kick on that one, and immediately has given Steve Davies a chance to open his account.
One. Eight.
And a very clever little positional stroke there from Steve, kissing the red away from the black spot and open things up beautifully now.
9.
And once again, I think I detected a little bit of a kick.
$16. $17. $24.
And the best possible start this for Steve Davies. It's always nice to get in immediately and knock a few balls in the initial stages of a match.
$25. $30. 31.
And Steve Davies this time leaving himself the perfect angle on the black to take him back onto the red that's closest to the cue ball. Looks to have underhit that a little bit.
38.
He was hoping to be on the black again, but he'll have to think in terms of the blue this time.
39. $44.
Well, it looks there as if Steve can get to the red, but I think he can just squeeze past, just to knock the red in past the black.
$45.
And as I said before, what an ideal way to start a match. Immediately in with a 52 break and still perhaps a few more on.
53. $60. $61. $68. $69.
And Alex now requiring snookers. And that looks to be a snooker on all 5 reds. May possibly be able to just clip one of them. Can't do a lot with it. And that was quite well thought out. The black ball, of course, covering the left-hand top pocket. think Steve worried about the possibility of kissing a red onto the black here. So had to be very careful not to do that. That's why he didn't attempt to bring the cue ball back to the ball, Kent.
Yes, John, it's one of those situations where Steve Davies has done all the work. Alex hasn't potted the ball, but at this stage only needs one snooker. So if Alex can get an opportunity to knock in 4 reds, 4 blacks, he's still in with a chance.
And a chance here for red into the middle pocket. Well, he was certainly on the black if the red had gone in. And that must certainly be the frame winner.
Eight. Nine. $16. $17.
And Steve Davies there using his latest acquisition, a little extension to his cue, makes it that bit longer for the difficult one to reach. Lots of the players these days adopting theirs.
24. Steve Davies, 24.
Well, 93 points to 0 at the moment. No possible chance of Alex winning this frame. But he'll want to knock 1 or 2 balls in.
Frame conceded.
And Alex decides that that's quite enough for the first frame, so Steve Davies goes into a 1-frame-to-0 lead.
And the kind of initial impact that Davies would have hoped for in this match with Alex Higgins. A very good opener indeed, and we'll see how this important confrontation continues right after the break. Jameson International Snooker with Steve Davies enjoying the early advantage in the quarterfinal against Alex Higgins. 1 frame to love, and in the second he's to play a 9-0 down.
Well, Alex not just hitting them right at the moment, hasn't quite settled down to this match. Sort of pot that normally he pops in without too much trouble. Can't afford to miss any chances with this man, Steve Davies.
One. Five. Six. Nine. Ten.
Well, it's run just a little too far for the blue, but the pink is on. May elect to take that one.
16.
Well, Steve Davies only needed one chance to win the first frame. I wonder what he can make of this lot. They're nicely open.
$23. 24. 31. 32.
'Steve Davies now with a 23-point lead in the second frame on the brown, but this has to be quite a precise precisional shot. There's not too many reds to get on here. Decided to stir them up a little bit, and that looks to be just about perfect.
36. 37. 43. 44. 49. 50.
48 points in front, and
57.
there's a lot more there. And Alex will be
58.
kicking himself here. He had the opportunity and missed the red into the left middle pocket, and that hurts even more when your opponent proceeds to clear the table. He's going to have to concentrate on the next frame now. Just needs one more red, Steve Davies, to leave Alex wanting snookers.
$66. $70. Dave Davies, 70.
So another good break for the holder of the Jameson title, enough to clinch the second frame for Steve Davies and give him a 2-frame-to-nothing lead. And we shall continue with this important match. Up.
Steve Davies breaks off in frame number 3, leading at the moment, 2 frames to love. And Alex Higgins comes to the table, desperately needing to open his account in this match. Only the best of 9 frames. And a difference of £6,000 between winning and losing this match.
Well, this is about the first opportunity Steve Davies has left for Alex.
1.
And he's going to be a little bit cold, so just take him a while to get his cue action going.
$6. Alex Higgins, 6.
Well, Steve had a look there to see the possibility of potting one of the two reds to the left of the back of the pack there. Impossible to tell from here whether one of them will go. Seems that he's a little undecided.
It's quite easy for Steve Davies to snooker Alex here, but wouldn't really have any advantage in that. Well, we'll soon find out if those reds will go. In fact, he might be able to get the one next to the black. Obviously, he can't.
Steve Davies, 3.
Well, that's the first bad shot Steve Davies has played, but it's been a little bit fortunate. Could have left something easier than this. That's a good pot from Alex Higgins.
Six.
Well, Alex looking to see if that black will go. I imagine it might. Well, obviously didn't play to get on the black,
7.
so perhaps it went. And that's very unlucky.
Ball stroke.
Kiss
7,
onto the
Alex
red there,
Higgins.
which sends the cue ball
5,
into the pocket, so
Steve Davies.
end of break and 5 points away. So just 5 points the difference in this third frame. That's still a long way to go. And a tricky situation here for Alex. No obvious safety stroke on. Little tickle onto the red that's closest to the top cushion, I would imagine. Well, apparently just made contact with the red there.
Foul stroke, 4, Steve Davies.
And that was quite extraordinary. Alex knew immediately he made contact with the cue ball that he hadn't hit that hard enough, tried to push it on. Just that little bit short, gives 4 points away.
Foul stroke, 4, Alex Higgins.
Well, the green and brown at the moment down there in quite good position for a snooker. You've got sort of 6 inches to play with instead of 2 inches to get behind them. And Alex, the first one to make the mistake in this safety exchange.
One.
Well, the Reds nicely split up, but not really the ideal position.
6.
The Reds clustered around that black spot, making things just a little bit more difficult than they might be.
7.
And Steve Davies just 2 points in front in this third frame, leading by 2 frames to 0.
Twelve. 13.
Steve trying to work out how he can get onto the red that's closest to the black, thereby releasing the black into that pocket.
$19. 20. $22. $23. $26. $27.
Now, Steve Davies now with a 22-point lead, and still possibilities. Not an easy positional shot to get onto the next red.
$32.
Well, you certainly can't take it away from this gentleman. What a terrific player.
$40. $41.
Needs the black and one more red to leave this third frame pretty hopeless for Alex.
And obviously the red by the
48.
pink will go into the middle pocket.
$49.
And this looks like to be end of frame number 3.
$56.
51 points in front now, with just 43 points on the table. And there's a man who's had a tough afternoon up to now.
Steve Davies, 56. Frame conceded. 6, Steve Davies.
So Alex Higgins concedes the third frame, and Steve Davies goes into a 3-frame to 0 lead.
So Steve Davies certainly having the better of things at the moment, but so much can happen with Alex Higgins in the other corner. Well, we'll have full coverage to get into the game. So the stage was set for...
So Alex Higgins breaks off in the 4th frame of this 9-frame match. Desperately needing to open his account, trailing at the moment by 3 frames to go. And Steve Davies comes to the table, showing us some very consistent snooker this afternoon. A 69 break in the first frame, 70 in the second, and 56 in the third, all proving conclusive.
Eight. 9. 16. 17. 22. 23. 30. 31.
And this the best start that Alex Higgins has yet had in a frame this afternoon.
$38.
Break goes to 38.
39. 45. 46. 53. 54.
And this is just what the doctor ordered for Alex Higgins.
$61. 61.
Well, that 61 break just taking Alex Higgins 3 minutes, but that was a tough raid he took on along the cushion, and there's still enough points there for Steve Davies.
1.
And with the mood this gentleman's been in this afternoon, well, anything could happen.
Eight. 9. 16. 17.
Well, the only way Steve can split the reds next to the pink is to force the white through onto the side cushion and back across the table.
$25.
$36 points in arrears now.
$27.
Still 51 points on the table.
$28.
And could this frame be all over in just 2 breaks? Alex Higgins, as you remember, started off with a 61 break.
$35.
Well, Steve on that occasion attempted to move the difficult red off the side cushion, but played it in such a way, as you can see, finished in perfect position on the other one.
$36.
So this red on the right side cushion going to play the big part in this frame.
Well, this one will have to be played with a bit of left-hand side on the cue ball. And always makes the pot a bit vulnerable.
36. Steve Davies.
Well, that was quite an extraordinary choice from Alex. He could have potted that red. But obviously wasn't too happy about it. Decided to play the easy snooker.
Ball stroke, 4, and a free ball, Alex Higgins. Alex Higgins, 65, Steve Davies, 36.
Oh, Alex now 29 points in front. This pink, of course, counts as a red. Still, 35 points on the table, 29 points the difference. No problem about hitting the red, but a great deal of problems about getting it safe.
And this is a tough shot if Alex takes it on, and he probably will have to. Well, he refused the attempted pot and played a safety shot. He might regret that. The only consolation is the yellow and blue there down on the side cushion.
Quiet, please.
And Steve Davis might even attempt to cannon onto those with this shot. Well, quite happy with the black.
One.
And he's left an angle this time to possibly play the cannon onto them. There's a choice of green as well. It's just how he feels. He's a pretty good billiard player as well, this gentleman, so pretty important shot, this one.
The easiest of positions on the yellow, but what a delightful shot that was to bring it out into play. I don't think you can pot this and get ideally on the green.
May not even play to potted, John. He could play a snooker if he wobbles the yellow in the pocket. And that's what he played.
Steve Davis, 8.
I think the crowd thought he missed the pot, but
Alex
that was
Higgins,
a very
65,
clever shot.
Steve Davis, 44. Two.
Well, Alex still requiring the green to make Steve Davis require snookers, and he's overrun that one a bit. Had to be content with playing the snooker. He's done that extremely well. 23 points in the frame now, with 25 points on the table.
Well, it's a thin snake, but Alex has had a look at it. Now, where's the cue ball going to finish up?
3.
Very important frame for Alex, this one.
Seven.
So Alex Higgins now 30
7
points in
frame,
front,
Alex
and
Higgins.
Steve Davies decides to concede. So at the interval, Steve Davies leads by 3 frames to 1.
So Alex Higgins back in business, but whether he can sustain this fight back, you will see in a couple of minutes. First quarter-final of the Jameson International Open. Alex Higgins having won the 4th frame to pull the score back to 3-1, but he couldn't maintain the pressure in the 5th frame. Davis won that to go 4-1. So here we are with frame 6. Davis leads 39-32 and is to play. And the commentators this time are Mark Wildman and Ray Edmonds.
Steve's in a bit of a quandary. A couple of those reds normally would pop fairly easy into the left-hand corner, but the white's going to crash into those reds and black, so as he plays it with a lot of deep screw, which makes the shot that much more difficult. Believe me, that was difficult, but he made it look very easy.
Seven.
Well, I think the black will pot into the right-hand corner. If it doesn't, he could always play for the pink. I think it might just go that black.
Eight.
Hasn't managed to stay particularly well on the red. Will cut.
$16.
So 23 points in front. He needs both these last reds
19.
to leave Alex requiring snookers. And Alex there anxiously awaiting. See if he's going to get back to the table.
20.
Well, a slow pink into the middle should leave Steve plumb on that red. Down the side cushion into the pocket. And surely he's landed
26.
rather too close to that red to be able to pot it. He's got a 33-point lead, so he wouldn't want to take any undue chance here.
Steve Davis, 26.
And what a marvellous touch from Alex Higgins, fighting for his place in this 1984 Jameson. Played a really lovely little safety come snooker. And of course, with the balls set as they are, one mistake from Steve would certainly give Alex a chance to clear up.
I think that Steve can just shave the outside of this red, but his problem is that if he does so, he's going to push it towards the middle pocket. If Steve was to leave this red on and Alex could pot it, he would need to take the red with a pink or black, and then all of the colours to win this frame and keep in the match. But the colours are pretty well placed, so Steve obviously has got to be ultra careful.
Fall stroke, 4, Alex Higgins. Alex Higgins, 36. Steve Davies, 65.
So that 4 points away means that Alex needs the red and any colour now. And he's made a mistake here. Steve can get between the brown and green. Not too difficult a pot. And this could well be end of frame and match for Alex Higgins. Well, a surprising miss by Steve. But he's had a little bit of good fortune. Blue almost obscuring the path of this white to the red. Oh, here's another chance for Steve to knock this red into this right-hand corner. I should be surprised if he misses this one. Well, I'm surprised.
Tremendous reception from this packed audience. Now, is that piece of good fortune going to give Alex this frame? Oh, and he's made a mess of that one.
Kick again. 8.
Just complained to the crowd that he had a kick again.
Alex Higgins, 8.
So now 21 points in the frame, 27 points on the table.
Steve, 21 points in the lead, needs the yellow and the green to make Alex chase after snookers. There goes one.
2.
And this is a mighty difficult green into this baulk corner pocket. White ball, hard on that side cushion.
Steve Davies, 2.
And where's the green going? And now, I think Steve can get between the brown and blue.
Quiet, please.
Just got to bend it a little. And barring a miracle, that should be enough. 26 points in front, 22 points on the table.
Seven, Steve Davies.
And Alex Higgins there, a little bit disgusted, concedes, so Steve Davies goes into the semi-finals with a decisive 5 frames to 1 victory.
Steve, you'll be well pleased with that, won't you?
Yes, I am very... I started off very, very strong, and in the first 3 frames I made 3 breaks to win frames, or to get into positions that Alex needed snookers from. And that's not bad if you sort of only have one chance and get it.
I mean, you took advantage of those opportunities, but were you surprised that it was rather one-sided at that point?
Well, I thought I'd played fairly well. Obviously it takes 2 players to sort of the way the game goes. But I don't think Alex had played particularly bad then. There was a few safety shots that got me in and things like that. But there again, you look from Alex's point of view, it's a different story. So it was just, I was nice and happy to get off to a good start.
And even when he won that 4th frame, he couldn't come back in the 5th and capitalise on it, unfortunately.
No, that's right. It was a scrappy last frame, as sometimes they are, because that's the hardest one to get over the finishing line. But I was pleased to have had quite a lot of luck in the end. It got better in my favour. The luck was getting worse and worse for Alex. But that's all part of the game, snooker.
Yes, luck or not, Steve Davies through to the semi-final, where he'll meet the winner of our next match this evening. That's after the break. That's Willie Thorne versus Eugene.
Game number 9.